What if Lewis Hamilton's defiance in Baku wasn't defiance at all? What if Ferrari deliberately set up an impossible team order, knowing it would fail? And what if the radio messages we heard live revealed a civil war brewing inside Ferrari? One that could destroy their championship hopes before the season ends? The stopwatch data from Azerbaijan tells a story Ferrari doesn't want you to hear. Hamilton slowed down. He moved offline. He gave Charles Leclerc the space to pass. Yet, somehow, Ferrari turned Hamilton's obedience into a public accusation of rebellion. The truth behind those final 2 laps in Baku exposes something far darker than a simple team order gone wrong. Let's start with what actually happened on that final straight. According to the telemetry data, Hamilton deliberately edged left, moving offline in a gesture of compliance. His speed dropped as he feathered the throttle. The gap was there. Leclerc just never took it. When the checkered flag fell, both drivers crossed the line in the same positions, with Hamilton in P8 and Leclerc in P9. But here's where the story gets complicated. Race engineer Riccardo Adami's radio call revealed the impossible nature of Ferrari's order. Hajar is 2 seconds behind, he warned over the radio. Liam Lawson was hunting, closing fast at 300 kph. Ferrari was asking Hamilton to sacrifice 8th place while risking 9th place too. One wrong move, one mistimed lift, and both Ferrari drivers could have lost points to the charging Red Bull Jr. The cameras showed Hamilton's hesitation, but the data reveals something else entirely. This wasn't rebellion, it was risk management. Hamilton saw the trap that Ferrari's own pit wall had missed. Swap positions and potentially hand away points to a competitor, or hold station and guarantee both cars finish in the points. Hamilton chose survival. What makes this even more revealing is Leclerc's own words after the race. Rules were not respected. But which rules? The unwritten rule that team orders should make tactical sense? Or Ferrari's new rule that hierarchy matters more than points? Because the evidence suggests Hamilton followed the only rule that actually mattered: protect the team's championship position. But the Baku incident becomes even more suspicious when you realize this exact scenario has played out at Ferrari before. Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur called it a misjudgment in post-race interviews. Simple miscommunication, nothing more. The kind of small tactical mistake that happens in the heat of battle. Case closed, move on to the next race. Except engineers from rival teams who were monitoring Ferrari's radio frequencies tell a different story. Mercedes insiders described Hamilton's data trace as textbook risk management, the kind of defensive positioning that Ferrari's own strategists should have anticipated but didn't. The lift, the offline move, the controlled deceleration. It was vintage Lewis protecting 2 positions at once while the pit wall froze in indecision. Here's what really happened. Ferrari arrived in Baku already fractured. Hamilton shocked everyone by getting knocked out in Q2. Leclerc crashed in Q3 without even setting a time. 2 red cars limping into Sunday with a desperate plan: let Hamilton attack on fresher tires, then swap back if it failed. On paper, it looked like order. On track, it was chaos from the start. Leclerc's car was wounded, energy recovery broken, power unit coughing. Hamilton pushed hard, burning rubber, chasing Norris, Piastri, and Lawson. No breakthrough came, no miracle materialized. And then came the dagger. That impossible order with 2 laps remaining. The real revelation isn't what Hamilton did in those final moments. It's what the radio messages reveal about Ferrari's internal power struggle. Listen to Riccardo Adami's voice on that radio call again. It's not the sharp, confident tone of a race engineer giving clear instructions. It's the trembling uncertainty of a man trying to protect himself from blame. By mentioning Lawson's proximity, Hajar is 2 seconds behind. Adami created confusion, then shielded himself from responsibility for the outcome. This is the Ferrari system exposed in real time. It's never about clarity. It's always about cover. Never driver first. Always hierarchy first. Adami learned this survival tactic during his years working with Sebastian Vettel, who faced the same confused radio messages, the same impossible orders that turned strategy into theater. Hamilton's response reveals the mind of a 7-time world champion at work. He didn't argue. He didn't protest. He calculated. Mirrors checked, throttle feathered, lines surrendered just enough. His silence screamed louder than any complaint, because it forced Ferrari to confront their own contradiction. Meanwhile, Leclerc's reaction exposed something else entirely. Not the confident leader Ferrari has been grooming, but a driver rattled by, having his authority questioned, even for a heartbeat. Rules were not respected. Wasn't about lost points. It was about wounded pride, the golden child suddenly finding himself hesitating in Hamilton's shadow. The track doesn't lie. Hamilton slowed. Hamilton gave space. Hamilton obeyed. And still, Ferrari turned obedience into accusation. If Hamilton truly wanted to block, the gap would have been wider. If Leclerc truly had the pace and confidence to pass, he would have taken it. Instead, the cameras captured paralysis, and the radio revealed a team eating itself alive. But Baku was just the beginning. The pattern emerging in Ferrari's garage suggests this civil war is about to get much worse. With 7 races remaining, Ferrari finds itself locked in a Constructors' Championship fight where every point matters. Mercedes is rising through unity, clear communication, trusted relationships, drivers working as one unit. Red Bull survives through cold efficiency. No emotions, just results. Ferrari? They're fracturing in public, broadcasting their dysfunction live for the world to analyze. Hamilton has already learned Ferrari's playbook. Vague orders, late swaps, shifting blame. But his role is evolving. He's no longer the outsider trying to adapt to Ferrari's culture. He's becoming the voice that exposes their weaknesses, forcing them to confront their own contradictions. Look at the upcoming races: Las Vegas, Qatar, Abu Dhabi. High-pressure situations where team orders could decide championships. If Ferrari continues down this path of confusion and cover-ups, Hamilton won't just drive their car. He'll reshape their culture through calculated defiance. Leclerc, meanwhile, risks becoming collateral damage. Once Ferrari's protected golden child, now questioning himself every time the radio crackles. Every public complaint makes him look less like a future champion and more like a passenger in Ferrari's storm. The Constructors' Championship hangs in the balance, but Ferrari seems more interested in preserving hierarchy than securing points. They're fighting Mercedes and Red Bull with one hand tied behind their backs, the hand holding their own internal power struggles. So here's what we need to watch for in the remaining races. Will Ferrari learn from Baku, or will they double down on dysfunction? Can Leclerc recover his confidence, or will Hamilton's presence continue to expose his insecurities? And most importantly, is Hamilton planning something bigger? The civil war at Ferrari has begun, and we're watching it unfold one radio call at a time. The next time you hear confusion in Ferrari's communications, remember Baku. Remember that sometimes the most damaging thing a driver can do is simply obey impossible orders. What do you think? Was Hamilton's calculated obedience the move of a master strategist? Or is Ferrari's dysfunction beyond saving? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, because this story is far from over.